I've actually asked that question a few times, and every time the answer is Elsa. So thank you for not saying Elsa. To be fair, I ask it to 5-year-olds. Anyway, moving along swiftly. A question from the Romeo is: if you could choose any celebrity to be a commentator for a Rocket League match, who would you pick?
Question. That's my point.
I think I would choose Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, man! I want to watch a Rocket League game with Ryan Reynolds.
Surely Hugh Jackman, yeah. Hugh Jackman, yeah. Yeah, recommended.
I never actually did any sports when I was in school. I always did outside sports like acrobatics and horse riding and stuff like that. Hip hop. Yeah, I was never the sporty person. But watching sports, not really. I watched when the Springboks played in the World Cup. But that's about it.
Oh wow. We're trying to play this game against one of the pros in our region and reading your chat at the same time.
So we're all just waiting for Big Doggy's question. If anyone remembers it, this is basically not like anymore.
I don't know what's going on in chat, but apparently it was stolen by someone, or I'm not
It
sure.
was the question you credited to Romeo.
Hello, dames in here. Good evening. Welcome. I did the wrong thing. I was supposed to have my podcast intro. Should I do it again just to do it? Nah, never mind. This is the intro we were supposed to have. There we go. Welcome to 180 milliseconds too late, the SSA Rocket League podcast. How you all doing? Hello, Yuckles. Hello, Acid. Hello, Milk with a CK, which confuses me, but it's all good. Oh, look at this. Acid's been waiting 1 year, dude. It's your anniversary. Woo! Acid.com, a 1 year subscriber, my oldest and longest, without a doubt. That is awesome. That is just fabulous. Thank you, mate. I'm actually going to go to my other screen here because there are things missing from that one that we can't use there. Okay, good. Alrighty, so the plan tonight is to talk about who's going to make it to the wild card at Worlds. Limitless have secured their spot. They are so far in front. They're unassailable. They could literally take the next two regionals off and still go to Worlds. So that's that slot taken. But there are no fewer than 4 teams battling it out for second place with a shot at making that wild card, which makes the last 2 regionals incredibly close. So we're going to look at all the various scenarios of what has to happen in order for each team to make it. And I've been trying to find a nice way to present the information. And there's no doubt is a way to do it. I couldn't figure it out. So we are literally going to be looking at a spreadsheet, which is hopefully not going to make this the most boring stream known in the history of mankind. So we'll see how we go. Complex, how's it going? OP takes it, stream over. Okay, well, I guess Complex is out of here. So now I'm going to show you what this all looks like. So this is there you go. Ba-da-da-da-dum. That's as good, that's as sexy as this stream is going to look. And I apologize for that, but what are you going to do? So we might as well just get straight into it. No. The reason I didn't want to use Liquipedia is that I'm going to change the information live on the stream. And I can't use Liquipedia for that because we're gonna build all the scenarios. If this team wins, they make this many points, so it has to be data we can change live on the fly. Yuckles, you are correct. And I thought how we would start is we would assume, okay, so let's start from the top. The spreadsheet you see over there. Hello, Yoshi. How's your editing coming on? I hope we get to see an SSA regional highlights video very soon. But the spreadsheet you see behind me are the rankings as they stand right now at the conclusion of the Summer Open, the first regional. And you'll see Orlando Pirates on 87, Nixa 85, White Rabbit Gaming 81, French Class 77. So what this means, the first bit of information is this. 3 of those 4 teams have their destiny in their own hands. If Orlando Pirates, Nixa, or White Rabbit Gaming make the grand final of the last 2 regionals, they will make the second place for Worlds. If, and this is a big if, for the first scenario, and to Yuckles' point, Nixa have got a lot to do with this. If we assume that Nixa win the last 2 regionals, and I don't know how many people are going to disagree, maybe the argument is that they've got they've achieved the result. But do remember, there's $6,500 for the first place team. So there's a lot to play for. How's it, Kirchhoff? So if we assume that they win the next two regionals, they will make 24 points and end the season on 176 points. That then leaves second, third, fourth, fifth place open. If Limitless do not win, that's going to create all sorts of confusion. So the simplicity is this. So on this side, on this side here are the points you make. So if you come first, you get 24, second 20, 16, 13, 11, 11, and 9, 9. So those are the points you can win. Okay? So if Orlando Pirates make the grand final, it means they finish second and they will get 20 points and 20 points, and they lock it in. There's no one who can beat them if they make grand final. They don't have to win. If they just make the grand final, they're locked in. If, however, Nixa make it to the grand final in the next two regionals, same deal, they will go to Worlds. And that is the same for White Rabbit Gaming, and it is the same. So French Class, however, if they have to make the grand final, and Orlando Pirates need to finish third or they have to finish fourth or worst in one of those two regionals. So you'll see here, if French Class wouldn't get to the grand final in Regional 2 and Regional 3, they will finish on 109 points. And if Orlando Pirates finish third in one of those regionals and fourth in the other, they will have 108 points, and French Class will go through with a 1 point difference. All right, hey, Fusion incoming with the raid. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome aboard, everybody. So Acid.com has made a point. He said if Nixa, hold on, I need to see. I missed that in chat. Okay, if Nixa, is that just in one of them? If Nixa and Orlando Pirates make the grand final and Nixa wins, then OP are out. But I don't know if that's for both. And I'm not quite sure how to present all the scenarios, but that's all I know for now, is that Orlando Pirates, Nixa, White Rabbit Gaming, if they get to the grand final where Limitless is also there and they do it twice, then they go through. That's the simplicity of it. So those three teams have their destiny in their own hands. Complex, I don't disagree with you, but they're the only one of these four teams that don't have their destiny in their own hands. They have to at least make grand final. If they win, that changes the equation. So let's look at this. If French Class make grand final once and win one of the regionals, boom, they will, and Orlando Pirates finishes third in the last two, French Class go through. So in that respect, they actually do have their destiny in their own hands. They have to make both grand finals and win one of them, and they get the second place. When you say seeding, Complex, seeding for what exactly? I mean, this is the layout as it stands right now. I mean, SSA seeding, Limitless 1 and somebody else second is pretty much what it's looking like. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at that. Oh, well, the seeding's not done. We have to wait for... Oh, hold on. But there will be teams already through. So hold on. Let me check. Spring. Sub-Saharan Africa. Maybe I can show this screen. If I go... I'll put this up on screen. And then I have to shut this one down and open that one. There we go. Why is this so dwanky? What is going on here? Hold on 1 second. Let's sort this out. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, is there a seeding already? No, man, that's the wrong tournament. This is the Open. We're looking for the Cup. Will they have seeded it already? Not on Liquipedia, no. Okay, so we don't... The seeding isn't done yet, so we don't know. So without that seeding, we're not sure. Complex, that, again, I mean, that goes to your question, isn't it? What the seeding is. Hey, Jakeys! Thank you for the follow. Jakeys is from Limitless. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the party. No, okay. Well, while we're on that topic of Orlando Pirates and how they look in Nixa, my frustration with Nixa is the game against Astronic. They had load shedding issues. Mr. Lowe and Archeon were at Mr. Lowe's house. Then they had power issues, so they had to go to Mr. Lowe's girlfriend's uncle's house, and one of them was playing on a laptop. It was chaos. And I have a massive frustration with that. When you're at this level, you can't be fucking around with the load shedding. Go somewhere where the power is not a question. So I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were. They had circumstance issues, but there you go. So because they can't afford to do that in Regional 2 or 3, they have got to be at their best, as do everybody else. Yeah, but unfortunately, Mr. Lowe has a little bit of trauma related, PTSD related to ATK. He went there once and their computers were so slow it took like half an hour to load Rocket League and they had to forfeit. That was in one of the other splits. It was nuts. So, yeah. So they got to sort that out. They can't be messing around. Orlando Pirates, I don't know. I don't think they had an environmental excuse. They just had a bad day losing to French. Look, in all honesty, I think people underestimated French class. I think they were considered a tough team, but a team to beat. I don't think anybody expected them to look and to be as good as they turned out to be, because if they perform at that level in the next, man, oh man, it's an absolute dogfight. So French class is absolutely a problem in terms of how good they look. Of the 4 teams, Orlando Pirates, Nixa, White Rabbit, and French class, White Rabbit Gaming, in my mind, is the weakest of those 4. And if anyone here is from WRG, I apologize, but that's kind of how I see it going. Jakey, you're not wrong, bro. It's going to be an absolute bun fight. But now the next question there, I don't think we've never had a regional for so many teams that is as tense as this. So all these 4 teams now have experience playing on the big stage, but I don't think they have the experience of playing with this much at stake. I mean, there is so much riding on these next 2 regionals. Yes, you are correct, Yoshi. There are open qualifiers this weekend, and I'll be playing. I'm competing in the qualifiers. And if I make day 2, I'm going to go out and get drunk. It's too late, Yoshi. Registration closed day before yesterday. Acid, we don't have a day 3 in SSA. We just have a day 1 and a day 2. If you make it through day 2, you're qualified. Just because we don't have that many teams that necessitates a third day. Yuckles, I completely agree. And for me, they're a massive example. White Rabbit Gaming, they boot camped all the players in the same place. I think that's the way to go. If it's possible, look, I mean, it's hard with players in Cape Town, in Joburg and Durban. They're all over the place. Although Orlando Pirates, Cams is in... Where's Cams? I always forget where... He's in Joburg. So Shadow needs to drive through to Joburg and they must boot camp somewhere. Jakey, that's the big question, and the thing that's difficult to answer now is what the seeding looks like and who gets to meet who. I mean, the scenario I'm painting out here assumes that Limitless is going to win both of the last regionals. If that doesn't happen, it is going to be chaos. I don't even know how to build and plan for that scenario, because Nixa coming second, who wins? I don't know. And you know what? Maybe I'm a week early in doing this stream. Maybe next Thursday is a good idea once we have the bracket published. Maybe that's the way to do it. Complex, Shadow is in Popo, but he can drive down to Joburg for the weekend. Complex, it's a fairly complicated formula. I think the top 8, whoever finished top 8 will be top 8 in the seeding for the cup. Places 8 to 16, that's going to be based on whoever makes it out of qualifiers. But does it use... I think the cup uses points from the open, if I'm not mistaken. You'd like to see Limitless run through every team from now on. What do you mean? Just win? Is that what you're saying, Yuckles? I'm just trying. Okay, I'm curious. Let's assume Limitless win everything, and Orlando Pirates get to the grand final in Regional 2. Nixa comes, let's say, Nixa comes third, which would give them 16 points. No. French Class gets 16 and Nixa gets 13. That would put Nixa third. Oh, man, I'm messing this up, man. Orlando Pirates, they'd be in such a strong position. They'd be 9 points ahead of Nixa and 14 points ahead of French Class. Absolutely, Yuckles. With that I agree. I think Limitless need to be Limitless should be flawless from here until Worlds. Jakey, are you allowed to leak any information on boot camping and when the teams might go to prepare for Worlds? If Jakey's here and he's willing to leak, that would be amazing, because I think that's key. Is we need them to do exceptionally well for the next 2 regionals, and then go and boot camp. You reckon, Complex? And what about Nixa? All right, so what if we have French Class coming second, Nixa coming third, White Rabbit Gaming coming fourth. No, fifth. And French Class 1, 2, 3 coming fourth. 13. Yo, that makes it really close. Although French Class, if they come second and Orlando Pirates comes fourth. Yo, look at that. That would put French Class at fourth place. But Nixa in second place by a single point. Yo, do you know what? I'm realizing now, I thought this would be such a good idea for an episode. Oh, what does Jakey say? Oh, okay. Between Worlds and Gamers 8. But surely they need to get into EU ASAP and start boot camping. Playing some big teams. Tiebreaker for wildcard. Oh my God, I didn't even consider that. Hold on, what has to happen for there to be a tiebreaker? I don't even know how to set that up. I don't even know how to plan for that scenario here. But there must be a circumstance where there's a tiebreaker. I wonder what happens there. Need to get hold of Noob Slice on that. Jakey, well, do you know what? In principle, that's a fantastic. That's fantastic to hear. The longer they boot camp, the better, of course. Yes, Gamers 8 is at the end of August. Yo. Okay, I'm realizing now I need this episode needs to be next week because we'll have the seeding and the brackets. And then we can do a prediction on who's going to win, and then we can do the points accordingly. And then we see where we are for Regional 3. I cannot wait. It's going to be such madness. Because then we're at the point of, this is it. It comes down to that, and we will know exactly what has to happen. Yeah, no, this is going to be epic. Yakals, we can't do the prediction yet because we don't know the seeding and the bracket. We need to wait for qualifiers so we know who's going to be competing and what the bracket looks like and who's going to play who's on what side of the bracket and who's going to be on Limitless's side of the bracket. Because, yeah, that's always the unfortunate question. Limitless French Nixa. And Orlando Pirates. What do I do with Orlando Pirates? Do I put them as fourth? Woo! Okay, well in that scenario, okay. Complex has been crunching numbers with a pencil. So that would make Nixa and French Class tied for second place. Holy moly! Then we'd need... I wonder... Okay, well, this is what I'm going to find out from Noob. Is... I want to find out from Noob how a tiebreaker is settled. If they have to play or if there's head-to-heads are considered or game number. Like, what's the process for separating in a tiebreaker? I need to find that. Yo. Jakey, that would be massive. It's unlikely that they would, because they're going to be seeded second, so that's unlikely. Because I do think they'll get second seed for the regional, so they probably won't be. All right, Complex. Oh, it is okay. So Complex says 99% sure best of 7. Jakey confirms. So is there nothing before that? It's a straight playoff. Wow. So then oh my word. Woo! What a game that would be. Okay, so a tiebreaker is certainly not out of the question. The last 3 events, so that would then be the Winter Cup, Winter Invitational, and Spring Open. Is that what you're saying, Jakey? Man, I either need direct or an actuary to crunch the numbers here. Wow, okay. So then we should be able to work out a rough seeding, like right now. This is not my strong suit, by the way. Trying to work out these numbers drives me nuts. Yakals, and it's a single. Is it a single best of 7? So it's not even a best of 3, best of 7. It's one single best of 7. Oh my God. The drama. Well, then that will absolutely be broadcast, eh? We definitely crunch that one out on stream. I think this is, look, no matter how good or bad teams have looked, I think it's going to come down to who's got the ice and the mental calmness to make it through, because the tension is going to be huge. Yo, that is so rough. One best of 7, my God. Yo. All right, well, the simple math now, I mean, and maybe we can bring this to a conclusion, is Pirates, Nexa, and White Rabbit have their destiny in their own hands. They just got to make 2 grand finals and they'll make the points. It gets complicated if Limitless don't win, because then there's a potential 8 additional points up for grabs in the grand final. And that for me is the biggest unknown, is how Limitless show up for regionals 2 and 3. Because if they're on fire and just want to decimate everybody, and they do that, that makes the equation a lot simpler. If they're in the mix in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, it's too much chaos. But either way, these 2 regionals are gonna be the most important tournaments this region has ever seen, and that's going to be epic. So okay, so what I think we're going to do, so that's where we know we have a rough idea right now. So this is going to be a far better episode next Thursday when we have the bracket and we know who's going to play who, and we can run through a prediction. But Jakey, I was pretty confident of Nexa up until the end of the last split, just the way they were playing. But a couple of factors since then. A is how Nexa played in this regional. Second was the impact of Shadow in Orlando Pirates. And in other tournaments leading up to the regional, they looked amazing. And then, of course, French Class, who, I think has taken everybody by surprise. But I do think, for me, it's between Orlando Pirates and Nexa. One of those 2 take it. That's who I think. And I'll tell you now my preference. I have 2 preferences, and it's one for each team. I'd like Orlando Pirates to win because I'm not 100% sure how committed Orlando Pirates as an org are to continuing in Rocket League. And if they don't make Worlds, maybe Orlando Pirates don't have a roster next season, and that for me is very, very bad for the region. So if Orlando Pirates do make it, I think it keeps them interested in being involved in Rocket League. But then Nixa, I like Nixa, and I'd like those players to make it. So more on a personal preference, I probably like Nixa, but for the region, I think it's important that Orlando Pirates make it. Jakey, and so for me, there are two wild cards, pun fully intended. There are two wild cards in all of this. Is the surprise of French Class. I honestly don't know what to make of them, because the old ATK team at the close of the last split, it was an easy conversation, not going to happen. I thought they had blown out completely and there was no chance. Now they come in here, first regional, and they're making a grand final. So they're a massive wild card in the mix. And the other wild card is Limitless. If Limitless don't win, they have to win for any of this to make sense. If they don't, then it's too crazy and too nuts. Ooh, Jakey, that sounds amazing. I know Muzz has called out Goliath Gaming on Twitter today, saying go and pick up French Class. But I know very little about Goliath and whether they'd have the resources to properly support French Class. And if they don't, then they mustn't. We need an org that will have the capacity to properly support a roster like French Class. They deserve a proper org. So that'll be amazing. All right, fine. Well, I think that let's call this a sneak preview. Next Thursday, we'll run through predictions, and then I think we can make a much better case for what this is going to look like. Ninja Extremo! How are you, sir? I'm trying to remember the Spanish for hello. And I've gone blank. I was going to say, it's not buongiorno. That's what it's... fuck it. I don't know mine. I'm very... Hola! There we go. Hola! Hola, Ninja Extremo! Good to have you here. All right, fine. Well, Ninja Extremo, you made it just in time for the stream to end. All right, well, that's pretty much all I had on the cards tonight, was to talk about this. We'll do it again next Thursday, but then we'll know exactly what the bracket looks like. We'll run through it, give our prediction, and go, okay, this is what the points are likely to look like for the end of the weekend. Keeping in mind that we did a prediction stream last Thursday, and our predictions were hopeless because none of us saw Orlando Pirates and Nixa doing what they did. That kind of threw everything else. Do a review of each team in qualifiers. Oh, you must be joking. Do I even have that list? Do I need to go to Start GG for that? All right, well, we can do that. Let's see if I can find something here. SSA Spring Cup. Qualifier. All right, let's look at the teams. 33 teams. Holy moly. All right, so let's quickly go through these. King Gaming. How do I see the team? Do I have to do that? Oh, I can just do that. Okay. Labob, Shooks, Impy Sappy. Okay, I know those names. They will not make it to they will not make it to day 2. That's my brief prediction on that. Who are these? King Gaming. I mean, I like these. I don't know Labob. I like Shooks, and Impy Sappy's definitely got Potential. I don't know if he's on the right team to make day 2. He's a potential day 2 player. But King Gaming do not make day 2. Mills Exponet. Creativix. Atlantis. iDaisy. And Zeph. I don't know. Anybody know these players? I don't know any of these players. If anybody in chat knows anyone here and can give me a prediction, great, but I don't think they make day 2. I don't know if it's related to... It is Mills Esport. Mills Exponet. Mills used to have a team in here. Day 11. Ocelot. Now, I know these players. I like all of these guys. They've got Jeff on the team, though. Now, Jeff has played main event. He used to be with Unity. But I don't know if he can carry Max and Ruster into a day 2. That's a tough one. Oh, it's their B team. Thank you, Milk. That makes sense. I don't think, and Max and I have played quite a lot, and I know he definitely wants to be pro. And Ruster, they're young and got a lot ahead of them, but I don't think they make day 2 here. Oh, Milk, you're playing for Ocelot. Oh, there you are, Milk. Sorry, mate, I missed that. I see you there now. Well, let me ask you, how do you feel about the quals? Do you reckon you guys can make day 2? %. All right, I'm gonna press X for doubt, but but not out of the question. And sort out your load shedding shit. I know you guys had to do forfeits and all that kind of crazy things. So it looks like 33, Jakey. All right, Cape Flats Warriors. Cape Flats Warriors. They will definitely make... Hold on, do they have to play day 2? Didn't they made main event? I think they go straight through to closed quals on Sunday. And my prediction with them is they will make main event and then blow it there. They're good enough to almost be there, but I think they mess around too much. That's my take on Cape Flats Warriors. Cardinals. Lamuk, Dreezy, Dan. Dreezy I played today, in fact. He's GC2. And that's amazing. When I first ran into Dreezy in a lobby, he was a Champ 3. He's now GC2. I rate him. I think the improvement I've seen with him just facing him in lobbies, I think these guys could make day 2. I reckon the Cardinals will make day 2. Yeah, Jakey, we've got a long way to go. That's why we don't have 3 days of qualifiers. We just don't have enough teams to do it. Our player base is incredibly small, and that's one of our huge priorities, is to grow the player base. Far too small right now. Why do you say he's overrated? I think he's good. Well, listen, I've told you my rating. Within the community, I don't know what sort of rating he gets, but I think these guys make day 2. Unity, they will auto qualify, I think, for day 2. So they won't be playing day 1. They'll be in closed quals. Realms is a frustrating team for me. They've made main event once and then had to forfeit. They got Happy, Fatal, Fearless, Carrot, Mr. Wacky. Holy moly, I have not seen that name in a long time. I'm assuming that's their sub. They can make main event. But they're frustrating me. They should be doing better. So definitely day 2, definite possibility for main event. Yeah, so there's open quals on Saturday, which is a double elimination bracket, and the top 8 from open quals go and play closed quals on Sunday, which are the bottom 8 from the previous event who auto qual for closed quals, if that makes sense. So then there's 16 teams, and it's Swiss. 8 go through, 8 are eliminated. I hope I've made sense of that. Valkyrie Knights, Kirika's team, Banana Cat, Risque, Vision. Now they had to forfeit games. I think there was a possibility of making day 2, or they've had to forfeit on day 2. I can't remember here. But these guys can absolutely make day 2. Can they make main event? I don't think so. But 100% a day 2 team. When you say they were Game 5 main event, they lost Game 5. Is that correct? So definitely day 2, questionable for main event is Valkyrie Knights. Onyx. Launus, I've played him. New and MTR 974. So clearly, and Okuma I've played against. This is a day 1 team. Vision. So Onyx is a day 1 team. Vision is good, TY. I'll agree with you there, but I don't think it's enough. Gravity Challenged. Ooh, let's look at this team. Who's on Gravity Challenged? Gingerbeard, Elf, and Greybeard. Wow. This is an interesting team. I reckon easy closed quals, easy main event. I so badly want to make a main event, but I think I've lost the chance. I had a chance last season because teams were far weaker. So Gravity Challenged, absolutely a day 1 team. If I make day 2, I will get drunk. Jakey, if for no other reason than for the content, wildcard contenders for 2024. Listen, I've got until I'm 55. I'm gonna retire as a pro if I haven't made main event by 55. Oh wow! So I just got a message from Voodoo, who's the Unity team manager. He made Grand Champ. So I'm gonna. This is for Voodoo, who's not here, but congratulations on making Grand Champ, bro, for the very first time. All right, so this is definitely as I said. If I make day 2, I'm gonna get wasted because that'll be amazing. Xenon Esport. Sparky Cracked Lunat. TY. Is this the same TY that's in chat right now? Hey, TY. So you tell me. I don't know Sparky Cracked and I don't know Lunat. So you tell me. Are you a day 1 or a day 2 team? Greybeard holds his breath, waiting for a response from TY. First time together, we were day 1. We were 1 off day 2. All right, so that's almost an answer. Are you a day 2 team? $50-50. Okay. Well, there you heard it. Xenon Esports, 50-50 for day 2. Vendetta Esports. Heatsy, Zyro, Nitro. All of these guys are good. I'd really like Heatsy to do well. Definitely a day 2 team. And 40-60. 40% chance of making main event. 40-60 for main event in my mind. TY, I'm sorry to hear it, bro. So definite day 2, Vendetta. They did very well. They almost made main. Almost made main. So 50-50 for main event. Lone Wolf Esport. Big Mac, Eric, and Case Sleet. They will make day 2. I don't think they make main event, but they make day 2. That's my call on. That's my call on Lone Wolf. They can absolutely make day 2, but I don't think they can make main event. Eric is cracked. Eric is amazing. He helped me get Grand Champ. And Case Sleet, we were teammates for a bit. He helped me out at some point. I think he's a future prospect. So glad to see them here, but I don't think they make main event. And then Cosmico. Oh man, the disaster that was Cosmico. So they'll go straight through to closed quals, and they will make main event once more. The last time they came up on stream, chat went wild and said they're a top 8 team. And they probably could have been if Guns didn't have disconnect issues. Chak and Mies, I agree with you that Lone Wolf are definitely have potential. So as I said, day 2 for sure. X for doubt on main event. Who we got here? ASA, the only team that has no South Africans or Reunion Island players on it. I can't remember where they're from. They didn't make it last time, and I just don't have enough information on them to make a prediction on how far they're likely to go. But I'd like to see. I mean, they're a little bit memey with their logo. It's the South African flag with an X painted over it, which I think we could do without. But I'd like to see them make day 2 and make a good run. But I don't think... They also have ping issues. They play on high ping, like 140. Who we got next? Velocity. Ganadron, Spectic, and I Touch Grass. I don't know these guys. Anybody know these players? I have no idea. And because I have no idea, I'm going to assume they're a day 1 team. Oh my, I don't have my... Okay, fine. All right, no response from chat, so I'm assuming nobody knows who they are. Fusion, we know they will be closed quals. They go straight through to day 2, and they should make main event. Monarch Realm made main event last time. Mustang, JRS, and Entity. So they'll go to closed quals, and I think 60% chance they make main event. I don't think we get more than that for them, but they'll be riding high from their performance in their first main event. Astronic, they will go through to closed quals. Gold Ninja, Josh Ozef, they are 80% to make main event, I reckon. Lupo Rosso, a team that are almost there. Rowan, Karma, Ubertech, Cyrex. They're in... I think they've got a 40% chance of making main event. They have to play open qualifiers on Saturday, so they'll definitely get to closed quals, but not sure about main event. Mills Esport, the A team. Nerox, Mufin, Andy. Definitely day 2, but I'm not sure about main event. Not sure about main event. Spiced.